So today's the day.
The sun is shining, the tank is clean, and
That's right, we're finally going to start getting into the Datsun 280Z. So I'm going to go ahead and open up basically all the doors and stuff that I can and pull everything that's loose from outside the car and put it onto the floor in my workspace. Let's get started. There's actually bolts stuck to this clip. I think it's part of the seatbelt. Because race car. I think you ought to see what's going on in the trunk of the car right now. So as you can see, there's a little bit of a water problem back here, which is weird because it means it must have been there from a few days ago. So we really want to get that soaked up. We don't want water sitting in this thing any more than it already is. But before I go and pick up all of these little bolts and everything like that, yeah, look at them all. They're just breeding in here. I still got to get the stuff out of the front of the car. So let's go ahead and work on that. Look at that body line. Anyway, this next part's going to suck because I have to open and close the car 1,000 times just to get all that stuff out because I can't squeeze my fat butt between the sides. Also, just so you know, it's about 9:35 in the morning and it's already about 90 degrees. Thank you, Florida. So apparently the seat's not bolted down. I think the man told me that. How are we going to get this thing out? That'll make it easier. What else am I hooked on? Release, you demon! Just shove this a little bit. A lot of it. There's a lot more stuff underneath there than I thought there'd be. A lot of wires. A lot of wires. Hey! We know what this is. Yeah. It's one of the hood louvers. Cool. Set that aside. Hey! Here's the other one. Cool. Set that aside. Hey! No, I'm kidding. There isn't a third one. Maybe you should just see what I'm working with right now. So even though you've just seen me take that much stuff out, I still have all of this to take out. First. Another speaker vent. Hood latch. Holy bolts. Oh man. Let me show you those bolts I was just talking about. Yeah, you could say that there's a few down there. Okay, so to save you guys some time and myself, I'm going to stop recording here. Once I have everything out of the car, I'll show you everything I found so far. So I was just getting that water out of the bit of the trunk right there, and I was thinking like, it's disgusting, like it's all rusty, old, dirty water. And I thought, but it's my rusty, old, dirty water. Like, I own a Datsun. This is amazing. Alright, let's keep cleaning. So we basically just finished the carcheology section of this project. Carcheology, you know, when you run through a car and try and find out all of the old stuff that it had inside of it. It's surprisingly large inside. I mean, riding in Leon's gave me a sense of, like, wow, these cars are actually very comfortable for a normal-sized adult American human being, put it that way. So the driver's seat was bolted down, so I took that out with two 13mm bolts. And as you can see, it's sitting over there, and it's still in really good condition. So I think we may be able to save the few rips and tears that are in it and put it back in the car without too much trouble. So back onto the driver's side. I've gotten out the majority of the large components. There's still some bolts and things still attached by wires, but otherwise this side's ready to be vacuumed out. Passenger side's a little worse for wear. A few more holes than I was hoping to find, but so be it. I'm probably just going to vacuum up all the bolts and then use that to set them aside. Also, there's some change in here, so we're already making some money back. Yeah! Okay, time to vacuum. On second thought, I thought it'd be easier just to pick up the bolts myself. It may be more time consuming, but I won't have to fish them out of the vacuum cleaner, which will most certainly be filled with rusty old pieces of metal along with moldy pieces of material from the inside of the car and just dirt, grime, and muck. So if I can save myself that time, I'd rather just pick up the hardware and drop it in the bucket. So I went through and I picked out all the little bolts and everything like that, and I also found what's probably one of the original keys. So that's cool, but it was probably just remade at some point. Then I went through and I cut out all the wiring that didn't go anywhere. Some of the wiring was passing through the firewall, but it was just hooked on other things and not actually terminated or connected to anything. The wires that you see underneath the steering column, yeah, those wires, they actually have a connector still going to them, and one of them is going to the brake pedal. Actually, I think all of them are going to the brake pedal, so there's still a connector attached to that. We may be in luck with the rear brake lights if I can find where the other clip to the brake lights is. We may be in luck. Now it's time to do the vacuuming. Here's a nice little trick. Always start high. So for instance, start up here and get rid of all of this stuff first. That way when it drops, you can still vacuum it up again once it hits the bottom. You can't work the other way around. It just takes longer.
You're crazy. I like you. You're crazy.
Last things I'm going to do today to this car is check out how a little bit of soapy water, some Dawn and some water, does against this old dirt. I'm just kind of excited to see what that original yellow underneath looks like. So we'll take my shop cloth, rag, whatever you want to call it, dip it in the hot soapy water. Wow, maybe get a little bit more going on. This would probably be so much easier with some sort of stiff brush. But if I use the one in the kitchen sink, oh man, the wife will be mad. Okay, now let's try drying it off and see what it looks like. Ooh, look at that yellow. I'm actually starting to come around a little bit to the yellow, not only because if I choose to paint the outside this original yellow again, then I don't really have to paint the inside, which would be pretty neat, save a little bit of time. But yeah, there you go, before and after. Ugh, try not to do that when it's dry. Yeah. Okay, maybe I can take some time today and do the rest of the trunk area and see how it turns out. Let's get a nice before shot. So I was wrong. I found an extra one. This is the one that we use in the toilets. And now, the reveal. Yeah, I didn't actually get as far as I wanted to. I kind of lazed out. That's what I'm going to call being lazy from now on. It certainly did clean up a bunch, and I'm sure I'll notice a wider difference once I compare this in the video editing stage of this progress. But, I mean, that original yellow, that's pretty bright. That's something. I don't know. We're going to have to think about that for a bit. So that's where we're going to leave off with the interior. And in case you guys are curious of what I found in my carkeology dig, we found quite a lot of pieces and parts. From those hood covers, you know, the ones that go right there. We found those. Some original vents for the speaker system. Where is it? I saw, oh, there's a big piece of the dash, so that's pretty cool. Extra glove box, drive shaft. And there's the head unit side, along with this nice new dash. Oh, it's so nice. I'm actually excited to put that in. A couple lights, some floor mats, whatever that thing is. I think I need to run to my parents' house to get some totes for all this stuff. Otherwise it's going to get missing, or it's going to get rained on from the leaks inside my roof. Yeah, let's go do that. I'm not going to bore you with putting things into totes, but thank you so much for watching this episode of $1,000 Car Guy. I hope you're getting as excited about this project as I am, because even when I'm getting sweaty and gross and dirty, it's different than it was working on the Mustang. The Mustang was like, yo, we got to get this done, and there's a time crunch. Even though there really isn't a time crunch, I get to work on whatever schedule I want. But with the Datsun, it's like I want to do it. I want to get this thing going. But I'm also having a stroke because it's already about 95 degrees outside and it's only about 11:30. So that's what we're getting in this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.